All right, all right, all right, all right. Shalom, shalom, and shalom, Sister Deborah. Coming again with another message. I want to talk about many things in which I see it. Uh, I want to start off by saying that I'm going to say we are going backwards. What I'm beholding is people are going back to their old self. Mhm. Back to their old ways. During the time I was off during my break, I began to find out things regarding family members who know friends and just people that we knew when family knows, and even the family. People are turning back to their ways. This too is the will of the Father. Because what people have done, they have escaped. They have escaped who they are. They have hidden behind themselves. They have told themselves one thing, but really their old self is starting to come up. People are going backwards. I see it. I see it. Things are going backwards. So I said to the Father last week, is that some connection to end days? People are returning home, homeland, home. A lot of family members are going back to their parents' house, back home. It's all connected, you guys, because where people have been is a place that they have used to hide behind. But this too is the will of the Father, because they're going to return back to who they are, is, and was. The hiding is over. Everything is clearly seen. People are returning back to their self, to their original self. I heard someone yesterday, I know what that was today, that was this morning, put up a video, and the title was, "What is going on with the Black church?" Many are leaving the Black church. No, no, no. Many are returning back to themselves, who they really are, who they really is. That's a powerful thing, you guys, to know that in such a midnight hour. That's all these things in which one has seen is not what it appeared to be. For there is this end day where people shall and will return back to their old self. It was not like they turned from themselves. It's just so much in the world that they can hide behind. It's so many mountains that they can just get behind. So many rocks that they can crawl under to hide their true identity. But people return to their old self. We're in the midnight hour. They're returning back to their norm, back to really who they are. The society have sold them a bunch of things that they can hide behind. People are hiding behind materialistic things. People are hiding behind what they have. They're hiding behind their funds, their money. They're hiding behind who they are with. They're hiding behind family members. They're hiding behind friends. People are hiding behind another personality that's not sincere, to the point where I see it, that they are returning back to their old self. And they starting to feel it. They starting to live it. They starting to preach it, teach it, speak it, act it. They are returning back to their true self. They can't hide under the table anymore. They want to be set free, to be who they know that they are. They don't want to hide anymore. Furthermore, they don't care to hide anymore. People are returning back to their old self. People are returning back to their old ways. People are returning back to the way they used to do things. They even turning back to the way they used to think things. People are returning back to the way they feel things. They used to feel things. They're returning back. Because nothing in today is going to allow them to hide no longer. So they coming out, y'all, by great numbers. It's that time. They coming out by great numbers. So when I heard that this morning, I'm like, I didn't hear it. I saw a title. I said, that fits right in. You're trying to figure out what's going on with the black churches, and a lot of people are turning away from. No, people are turning. They're not turning from. They're not. See what I'm gonna break it down. People are not turning to truth. They're turning backwards, where they are more comfortable. They're turning back to their old self. Before it's over, their old wicked ways gonna be what they're gonna walk therein. They're turned backwards to go back where they thought and felt they had left. It's like this, the vomit. You vomit it up, then you go back and lick it up. You see? You would think you would have a stomach to say, oh no, I ain't gonna lick it up. But that just shows you it's setting you to see the rim of the mind, to throw it up and then go back and lick it up. That's what's happening. Now, this is not something Sister Deborah was expecting. And I'm going to explain to you why. This need be. This is also the will of the Father. Is to allow people to return back to their own self so they don't have to struggle in pretending. They don't have to hide. They don't have to use deception. They don't have to play such a good role as hypocrite. Yah has opened the door that you can return. No, not that you can. If it's your choice, you shall return back to your old self. And let me tell you why. I think about videos that I have put out speaking to individuals about what we are going into. A lot of people don't like to hear things that bring what they call bad energy, bad vibes, always negative, because they think, no, I ain't gonna say they think, who they really are is seeking their old self and not the reality of light and spirit and truth. So this is why they're going to return. This is why, cut it out, Deborah. It's not that they're going to, they are returning. They chose not to walk into the direction of the light, nor spirit and truth. You see, that's why there's two gates, and few shall find its way, because they so into faking it, thinking they're going to make it in the fakeness. But the Father tells me, but Deborah, they shall return unto themselves. So when you even think about his judgment in the end days and his wrath in the end days, and he allowing lawlessness and tribulation and perilous times, wait a minute. So all of that is connected? Yes. People are returning, and these are the things they're going to return into. This is why there's perilous times. This is why there's the wrath of Yah. This is why the judgment of Yah is before us. This is why tribulation is coming. And that is coming, has arrived. It's because people are turning backwards to their old self, their old ways, their old feelings, the way they thought back then, because they couldn't hang with the way to the narrow gate. They couldn't hang with the light. They couldn't hang with the direction of the Father. So they just be themselves and turning back to go home, where home really is within them. Their spirit is their home, because they're born of the flesh to serve their spirit, which is their home. The ways of their flesh is their true home. So they think, so they feel, so they understand. You're not turning to the way of righteous. You're turning the opposite way. And the will of the Father says, this need be, Deborah. Heavens already knew that people will be returning back home. Back home also mean back to their old stomping ground, back to their old place, the back to their own thinking, the back to their own, because that's truly where their comfort zone resides. I myself is trying to transition out of one place to another. And I'm fighting the fact that this is a time in my living that I have never experienced. Sister Deborah is the type of person when she step, she step. She go all the way. But it seems like there's a pull that's trying to make me feel so bad about transitioning. Because whether I'm here or whether I'm another place, it doesn't matter. It's over. That's what I got to embrace. No matter where you go, you're going with it all. You're going in understanding. You're going in spiritual wisdom. You're going in spiritual knowledge. You're going in spiritual understanding. You're going with the rock. That's the mindset I have to have. That I'm not leaving something worth holding on to. I'm not going somewhere as if it's so much better. No. You have to stick with all the realm of the spirit, no matter if I stay here or if I move on to another place. I got to stay in the realm of where heaven has called me to. I can't do like most people are going to do. They're going to transition back to their old self. Sister Deborah can't transition back to her old self. Matter of fact, I wouldn't want to. He has been so great, so excellent, so perfect, so wonderful, so all-knowing. He's so powerful. Why would I want to leave that? So what do? I'm transitioning one place where I'm going to another place, but I'm not transitioning from the spiritual realm that is suffering me to transition from one worldly location to another worldly location. Why? Because those things are worldly location. Nothing is greater than the one that's in me, that's spiritual. So no matter what, you can't look at it. He wants me to understand. You can't look at it and feel sad because you have to leave one, and it's so hard leaving it. And let me tell y'all something. It ain't hard leaving it. Sister Deborah been ready to leave. But it's something about it that's so hard. It even came to me and say, when your daughter moved, you stepped in, you made sure she what? Bam, bam, bam. When all your sons and your ex-husband moved, you made sure they what? Bam, bam, bam. What's your deal? It's a different thing, y'all. It's a different. One is no better than the other. You get what I'm saying? So it's a feel that, it ain't like I'm moving, transitioning something so bad to something so good. No! Both of them ain't nothing different about neither one of them. I'm still in this world. Not of it, but I'm in it. But then he wanted me to see, but you are steadfast, unremovable. And the enemy will make you feel like you giving up something, or you having to move to transition and causing all of these bad feelings to come upon you. But as I speak to you about people going back home, going back to their old self, I am so grateful today to even speak to you in this moment to show you that example of me, steadfast, unremovable, no matter where I'm going. Whether I stay where I'm at or whether I go and transition to another place. Both of them are looked at to be the same. But there is something in me that says y'all ain't nothing on the outside of me. Greater is what's in me than anything on the outside of me. So I have to not look at it as, okay, why can't I get out of here? I need to get bam, 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 and go. Because all the work is in me to step from one realm to the next in this world. Because I'm all prepared in the spirit. I'm not going back to my old self. Because my old self can't go back to it. Not after all Yah that invested in me himself. Placing his spirit in me. How can I go back? I don't want to go back. And that's what he wants to remind me, even as I speak unto you. You're not going back to your old self. You're just changing worldly places. But you're still steadfast, unremovable in me. Praise the Most High Yah. That's who that comfort is. He comes to comfort you right where you at. And I give him all glory and honor for that. And I thank him for allowing me to see it, how individuals are going backwards. And it's really not backwards. They're going forward. But forward back toward what they used to do. So they transitioning themselves to their old self. That's like going backwards because you're going back to pick up your old ways, the ways that you used to think, the way that you used to feel, the way that you used to curse, the way that you used to drink, the way that you used to do the things that you have done. Before you come to a place where you feel you got a rock you can hide under. You got a place of worship you can go to. You got this, you got that, you got this. But do you really have that? Because where we are at as human beings is in a state of mind of returning back to our old self. Thank you. Thank you. So the next one is, let me see what this next one is. Oh, things that we're in, when he said we're going backwards, this is not the type of backwards that y'all gonna come deliver you out of. Okay? So when we think that we can go backwards and start doing the things we once used to do, let me tell you, you would say, when I used to drink, I don't drink no more. Oh, I used to smoke, I don't smoke no more. Oh, I used to party, I don't party no more. Guess what? Those are many ways many are going back to. But guess what other ways? The ways of your evil thoughts, your evil feeling, your evil doing, your lying, your backbiting, your stealing, your conniving. All of these things you're returning back to. So when you see somebody drinking, you might think, oh no, I ain't going back to drinking. I ain't going back. You don't have to go back to drinking, baby. When you go back to yourself, you're going back to the ways of your flesh. Many of you are already there. Just because you're hiding back behind a wall, because you're hiding behind a video or a TV screen or a phone, don't mean nothing. Some is for Sister Deborah. Sister Deborah. But Sister Deborah already know what the testimony. That was a testimony. Him sitting here, let me talk about people going back and then tell me, but Deborah, you ain't going back. That's why the enemy wants you to feel that you're leaving one place going to another, because he can't mess with you. Because I'm in you. So don't let him make you feel a certain way about leaving the one place to another. Leave that bad boy and keep it running. So I'm grateful for that comforter who comes, and even as I'm speaking to you, letting me know that you're back into the old. Because she can't. Greater is that is in me, that is he that is in, or my old self. I'm a new creature. Old things pass away. Now, when he said you're going back, it's because you've been hiding on Facebook, YouTube, Twitter, Instagram, Patriot, Rumble, all these platforms. Just because you on your phone, just because you're on this laptop, you on watching on your television, all these media platforms, and you sitting back reminiscing. I know I got it. I know. Let me tell you something. I come to tell you, you're going back to your old self. See, what you don't understand is this. He gave us 400 years to at least feel it right. We can't change it. But come on, feel that thing. 400, past 400, but years. And we stand today, and we will go up against any and everything he has sent to get us on the right track. We will go up against it. But we don't have no problem with the world and the food in which they feed us. That too is the will of the Father, because it's a part of separating who's who and what's what. When one might think, well, okay, that people are doing this, they not doing this, they not. No, Deborah, that's a form of separation, baby. That's a form of separation. He said he didn't have to separate them. They separated their own self. You see? And here today, have no idea that they are separate. You see? But I come to tell you that as time go on, this week, next week, anybody at the sound of my voice, you're going to start to see everybody going back to their old self. Because that's what is set in his will. Why? Too much plan. Too much hypocrite. Too many people hiding under rocks, hiding in the churches, and hiding behind places, platforms, all kind of portraying one role. But because he have pulled the cover off, now everybody, it's just like you come into a kitchen and you cut on the light, you see all these roaches trying to escape the light to go into what? Their place of safety. You see, they can't handle the light. They got to go where it's comfortable and safe for them. That's what is happening. The cover has been pulled off. Now, everybody are returning. When I say everybody, I don't mean everybody. Yeah, I'm just showing you that's the great number, is everybody is returning back to their old ways, to their ways of self, their old ways. 400 and some odd years, you still see a people the same way they came over here. It's the same way they stand today, firm. Except it is mentioned that they are worse than when they came over. So you know what they're talking about? The mindset. The mindset. I have been teaching individuals, not here on this platform, but individuals, how important it is to understand that a lot of time there is nothing there. And what I mean by that, I speak very highly of sex, sex addiction, and all the other things that surrounds it, the lust, the porno, the raping, the anal sex, the oral sex. There's nothing there, you people. Only one thing that's powerful, and that's the power of that flesh mind. And before any action take place, the mind must be geared to it. If you take that mind off of that, guess what? You won't feel nothing. You see the power of the flesh mind? It comes to live out the flesh and make you think you getting something. You know why I say that? I sit back and I see how they live over in Africa. I see how Judith lived. I see how people think because someone has a big rear end, they're actually getting something. No, you ain't. You getting the fantasy of the mind. That's it. When I was coming up in elementary school, we had kindergarten to 8th grade. And this one young man, his name was Tyrone. And he was like a bully too in school. And he was his mother only child. He used to dress really nice. He always had his hair cut. Just a really nice looking young man. And he was his mom's only child. And when we got out of elementary, we were in high school. I think I was in my senior year. They was explaining to me that his mother called the ambulance and they took him to the mental hospital. I said, for what? They said because he had his pants down and he had drilled a hole in the tree and he was out there rocking the tree. You get what I'm saying? That's the reality. That's how the deception of Satan has won and deceived the whole world. Because he got people thinking, and great numbers were deceived based on this sexual thing, this female, this feminine, and this masculine thing. There's nothing in it. There never been nothing in it. All there is that's wrapped in it is a sick mind. That's why Tina Turner said, what do love have to do with it? Because it's no love in it all. It's no love in porno. It's no love in rape. It's no love in actions that people do in this day and time for pleasure. That's in it. We do things to please a man, think it's going to make that man love them, not knowing that no such thing as love, man. Do his pleasure. It's every pleasure to him. All sick in the mind. When people wake up and ever realize, which they won't, it's over. Sister Deborah said it, and somebody told me, and I was so shocked. This individual, because I don't even know this individual. They said it's over, and I said to myself, "Oh no, they didn't say that." Because really, not really to you, but really in me, I know it's over. Women are seeking something that they will never inherit. Men are seeking pleasure than anything. They don't want nothing. They want the pleasure. And I'm not just talking about Judah, but I'm talking about Judah. I'm not just talking about Judah, but I'm talking about Judah. I'm not just talking about Judah, but I'm talking about Judah. All these things is the mind of the flesh. There's nothing there. It's what you place in your mind to make it pleasure you. If you don't place it in your mind what you want out of it, it is not going to give you anything. This is the reason why men, especially Judah, wants to run out here. Now, I ain't saying especially, I want to say this to Judah, but this European started this a long time ago. This pedophile stuff, they started that way back in the Roman days. They've been doing it. But the idea of it is where you thinking you getting young virgins. These young virgins didn't try more things. You can get 20, let's say 20,000 young virgins under 18. And they didn't had pleasure 20 times more than Sister Deborah as her at her age. And when I say that, is that their mind didn't play with them from that time on. And then you thinking you getting something. This is the sickness. This is the sickness of the mind of the what? The flesh. So these are the things that people are turning back to. And very content. Drugs, alcohol. Look how the system then started all of this weed that they put all of this stuff in. All this chemicals. You don't care because your mind is messed up. This is the sort of lifestyle people are turning back to. People are also turning back to their own God because they think that they can serve God all the way in a corner to themselves. People are turning away from anything that represent the truth of spirit and truth and the light to turn to the ways that they came out of. And guess what? It's going to feel better going backwards than going forward. I sit back and watch that. I behold that. People are feeling justified going backwards than moving forward. Because they're more comfortable. It makes them feel accepted. It makes them feel wanted and in there. And they have no idea how far in there they are. Praise the Most High. Y'all, but y'all tell you, that's of thinking you can go back. Don't think he's coming for you. He's not coming to he's not, you go back. These situations, he's not going to pull you out of. You ain't going to be able to move back forward. Matter of fact, to be honest, many ain't going to want to go forward. Once they go backwards, they'll never come back forward again, even trying to come back forward. And I'm speaking of people who once desire to walk upright, to do right, to do this, to be right with Yah. They're turning backwards to themselves, their old ways. Okay, so I want to talk about also what I see it. I want to talk about what I see it. And what I see it is a nation of people, a tribe of people putting too much trust. And I ain't gonna say they putting too much, they putting it where their heart and mind is. Everything that they are doing is not against you. I want Judah and Israel to understand this. Everything that they are doing, they are not doing it against you. Okay? What they are doing is against me. Okay? And those that are like unto me, that has been appointed, anointed, predestined, and ordained to be the servants, the laborers in the vineyard. They are doing things to come after the holy people, not the called by his name, but the holy people. And I can't say not the called because I don't remember that being said. So let me take that away. Not those that says I'm the Hebrew Israelite, we the true Jews, we the people, and that's it. They're coming after the holy people in the midst of those people. They're coming after the holy people that's in the midst of Israel and Judah. And I ain't talking the one over there in the foreign country, over in Jerusalem right now in Israel. They are not. We know that they are the worshipers of the synagogue of Satan. We know that. They know that. I know that. I don't know if you know that. But they're not coming after you all. They're coming after us. They're coming after us that were sent down to labor with the people, to serve as a servant of Yah. That's who they're coming after. They're not coming after us because we know spirit and truth. They're not coming after us because we are all righteous and all this and all that. They coming after us because we are the only one on this earth worth coming after, because we are the servants of the Most High. I wanted to erase everything else so you can understand. Only because we are the true servants of the Most High. We are his holy ones. So all this time I've been on this devil platform explaining to you, telling you what Judah doing, what Judah doing, what Judah doing. You didn't have no idea what Judah doing is going to make it. The things Judah doing, the things Judah doing and has done and continue to do is what makes it even harder for the servants of the Most High Yah. It turns up the fire. It turns up the heat on the holy people, the servants of the Most High Yah. That's why Judah don't care that he's Judah. That's why Judah don't care if he killed Judah. Judah don't care if he killed Judah. Judah don't care if he killed Judah whole tribe. Judah don't care. That's why Yah handpicked out of Judah his holy ones. That's what they would be coming after. They're not coming after Israel. They're not coming after Judah. They're coming after what rests in Israel. And I'm not talking about the land, the tribes that consist of the Israel, the 11 tribes. They're coming after the holy ones within Israel. They're coming after the holy ones within Judah. If Judah is serving the world, how could they be coming after the world, coming after the world? No. That's why Judah is making it really hard for the holy ones within Judah. Because them coming after them is because they are them. But them coming after the holy ones within Judah, then they feel it's worth it all. Many verses said, when they come after you, they're going to think they're doing something. They're going to think they pleasing Yah. You see? It ain't because they doing it to you and you not of Yah. They know they're coming after the holy ones. Who else coming after the holy people? Judah himself. Judah himself is coming after the holy people. Israel itself, the 11 tribes, are coming after the holy people inside of Israel. See, y'all got a bid, baby. That's why they're returning back to their old selves. And those that ain't going to return are the holy ones. And they're with the world, so they're going to do exactly what the world do, come after the holy ones. This is why it's important that y'all take heathens up out of here. So that's why it's okay for you to go back to yourself. You was living yourself. You was just under a rock. You place yourself so special somewhere and say you all that and you all that and you all that, and you ain't done not one thing. And it's not based on our works. It's not based on Sister Deborah putting out videos. It's not based on any of that. But where it is based on, what are you doing and what have you done to be anything that serves Yah? I know. Be yourself, in yourself, about yourself. Now it's time to return fully to your fleshly self, because it ain't going nowhere else. You know, and it's a powerful thing that people would really think that, hey, he ain't coming. He ain't for real. He don't take us all. Ain't that's what they thought in the days of Noah? They cut up from the floor up all the way until the day that the flood took them up out of here. And that's how it's going to be. Because he had to keep a pen, needle, or light on the earth. He sent his servants to tell, to speak it. But see, they didn't receive this servant like they didn't receive Yeshua HaMashiach. They don't even want to receive Yah. Thing. Because they're preparing. See, I knew it was something, but I couldn't pinpoint it. Because you can't seem to get people to come in the right direction and think seconds about how they're performing and how they're thinking and feeling. And you keep getting them being one-minded, no unity, no togetherness. So you realize that, wait a minute, something wrong. He said they're returning back. They're already been preparing themselves to go back to their old ways. And when they're talking about black churches is turning away, black members and all this, they're turning away. Where are they gonna go to? Can you answer that? Where are they gonna return to? Back to their old self. Many, Judah gonna go back to his old self. It ain't like his old self left him. They just had so many things to hide behind. All this media, all these phones and computers and laptops and TVs, everybody hiding. Oh, I'm in. I know. I'll say, hide looking. You too shall return back to your old self, where your comfort zone needs to meet up with you, because that's what is happening. It didn't make sense for people to return back home, as it was mentioned. In the end days, many going to be returning back to their old land or their land. You know what? That's the same thing. returning back to their old self. Because turning back to your old land, meaning you wanting to go back home to your old self. So you have to understand it in the spirit of truth. You'll never hear nobody teaching you like this. All because, like he said, the gate is narrow. Deborah, ain't very few gonna find. And it ain't meant for people to really find their end. I realize that he's really serious about when people are leaving and returning. Now, the first thing he wanted me to understand, Deborah, their mind and their heart has already returned. They're going to begin to see their bodies and everything they stand for return back to their old ways. Very few is going to be pressing forward. The majority is going to all return back to their vomit, back in which they came out of. They're going back into it. You know how I said we become a new creature? Old things pass away. It only pass away for those who are the spiritual seeds of Yah. See, a lot of people don't understand when it says they're going to be trying to take out the Holy One people. That don't mean it's you unless you have the Holy One in you. See, a lot of people thinking, well, I'm going to wait till he get in me or he coming. No, baby. People don't understand where we at. And if he is in you, you better get in him the right way. Or else you too shall return to your old self. A lot of people want to spraddle the fence and they want to hold on to their old self and then come on this side and portray they represent him. He's not even going for that. And he was telling me, you go out on the deep, don't think I'm coming to draw you in. So all kind of situation we are taking ourselves and getting ourselves in, know this, Yah is not bringing you out. He's not going to bring you out. We are not in that day. Those days are over. So you go get yourself in situations. Even those who think or feel they have the Holy Spirit or they are the light, go get yourself in situations. Don't look for Yah to bring you out because he's not coming in to bring you out. Okay? This thing that Donald Trump is doing is he's coming after Judah. He has to come after Judah. He must come after Judah. He has no choice but to come after Judah. Y'all see from the kingdom what Judah has continued to do. Judah is like just out there, not caring about anything. And this that Donald Trump and them are doing, let me tell y'all, someone says that someone was shocked that it's only 13% of us in America. That doesn't even fade. It doesn't phase Judah, brown skinned people. Nothing phased them. Nothing means nothing. So what y'all do? He has to call in everything the world has to cause Judah to feel this thing. And it ain't going to be pretty. Not at all. So while you going out there and going backwards, going back into yourself, no, you go right on, go on and go on and go on. There's something out there for you, waiting for you. Because they setting too much stuff up from the floor. And what I'm seeing is Judah doing things that make it hard for the holy ones that's in Judah. Everything Judah is doing is causing the heat to come on the holy ones. The holy ones. And I'm sitting here beholding that. Judah is the first nation against nation on the face of the earth. You know how Revelation says, not Revelation, Matthew 24 and verse 7, nation against nation, kingdom against kingdom. Well, Judah is the first nation in this country that has been against nation. They always been against their people. That 13% population now has really dropped down to 13%. You think Judah cares? No. He shouldn't care. Because Judah is so loaded of the world. To even those who know that they Judah, they are rejecting the fact that Judah is doing things that's going to not only make it bad for the holy people, but it's going to make it bad for them too. Our own nation is doing things to make the fire of the wrath of the flesh to come upon their people. Judah. Judah is doing that. And all Judah can sit and say, somebody's bothering us, but can't see that you're making it hard for your own nation in the end day. And the nation that they are making it hard for is their own tribe. Now, inside their tribe is the holy people. That's what the whole world will go after. Only the holy people inside of Judah. Only the holy people inside of Israel. You see? That's what people don't understand. They think it's the whole Israel and the whole Judah. They bother. How can somebody bother you and you killing your whole nation in front of the whole world? You the only nation of people that don't have a unity. Right today, many of you all have no idea that Judah has left the place of earning funds, money to labor for their families and to labor first and foremost for themselves. Let me give you an example. I think about this individual is with this guy and they're not married, but she had a daughter from her prior marriage and now she had a baby by this guy. One would look at the fact that this guy is paying all the bills and he paying all the rent. All the mortgage. Now, someone would look at that's not in the light and walking in darkness. Oh, I love that. Oh, I love that. That individual would never be loved in the way that individual think love is. First and foremost, you playing house. And no man marries women that sits in the midst of them and play house. Give them everything they need without even being married. Now, this is the bad part. Say, for instance, the woman decided to leave and get her own and take her children or take her baby, her daughter she came in with, and just get her own place. Guess what? The man would still have to pay for the house mortgage. He was paying the house mortgage before she came, and he was paying the house bills before she came. So therefore, she hasn't gotten the common sense to understand this man ain't doing nothing for you. And you sitting around doing everything to serve him, not understanding he's doing what he was doing before you came here. And now you're laboring to play house. I mean, really strong, hard laboring to play house because you don't understand. He had the house before you got there. So the bills was what he had before you even got there. So he ain't got none what he got because you there. Okay? That's what people don't understand. But the Spirit of the Most High shared something with me that was so powerful. He said, Deborah, do you know when we were talking about I'm feminine and I'm masculine? I said, yeah, you both parts. You feminine and you masculine. That's where it come from. It did not come from on the earth. It came from the heavens. Now watch this. He said, do you remember when it says equally yoked? They don't even understand what equally yoked. Equal was what was said in Genesis chapter 1. I created he and her and him. And you all are to have dominion over everything on the earth. So when he said equally yoked, meaning equally first in the walk of the Spirit, and second, equally in everything that you do. So this thing about man having to pay for everything and women have to pay for less, they put their own self into that themselves by lying in Genesis and saying what had taken place, by stealing the feminine purpose on the earth that Yah had given her. So when you get ready to be married, what's the sense of being equally yoked? The word equal is the key. He was explaining to me. He said, Deborah, equal, answer Genesis chapter 1, verse 26 and 27. Equal. Not one more than the other. That was man-made. When you come into a oneness, you got to come equal. You can't come 175 and 125. You can't come 180 and 120, 140 and 160. He said you got to come into a oneness equal, Deborah. I said, Father, I would have never thought of that. That's why they don't understand when they come together in marriage. They have to be equal in me. He has to first have seek ye the kingdom. She has to first have seek ye the kingdom, and everything else from living is equal. While women are waiting for men to pay 90% and saying you pay 10, it was supposed to be equally yoked. A marriage yoked together, equal. You see? Not man being all this and woman being all that. No. He said, see there? They couldn't even understand the word equal. And when they look it up, it'll tell them. Equal, like in equal. You see? You have to have equally yoked. Equally yoked. That's a part of the oneness that make us all equally yoked to even Yeshua. We're equal. Yah is not looking at Yeshua as greater. We are all in equally in Yah as a oneness. Then when you come to Christ, you're talking a different story because that's Yah. See, Yeshua couldn't be equal with Christ. Why? Yeshua came as a man out of a woman's womb for the blood sacrifice. Christ came with the power, the spirit of Yah, and the word. There's no equal in that. You see? So much has been taught and told to people are lost with a cause and without one. I heard this one lady talking about, if you don't believe in the Bible, put it down and get out of it. Stop reading it. You stupid. You stupid. People will not give up the words for the word. Why? Because the words is what's got them. Why? Because it allowed them to bring deception into the fullness. They can deceive you with the words, but can't nobody deceive you with or by the word. That's the difference. So I, Sister Deborah, I hope you got something out of it. Even if you didn't, I know that I did. So I will be back. Shalom and shalom.